And a colleague of ours that's been on the island 9 months now said just this morning to me when we were talking about quality of life, he said, I just find it overwhelmingly calming and I have that better sense of kind of life's in balance. And some of that's the pace of our life, but some of that, he said, is just kind of that close proximity to the sea for him. And I know I've spoken to some other people through different forums, and for them what's special is the safety. You know, a guy I spoke to that comes from South Africa talked about how his girlfriend can go out for a run at 10 o'clock at night, and for him one of the major things of quality life here is that he's not worried that she'll come back. You know, whereas, you know, where they lived in Johannesburg before was just not that same experience at all. We've lots of stories like that, and we just love this month to people tell us more, and to understand for other people, what is it about the Isle of Man that enhances your quality of life? And it can be boardroom to beach in 8 minutes, or you know, it can be the safety element, or one of the many other things we've got that I guess we need to be
having long journeys home in the evening when you just want to be home after work. You don't have to. It's not going to take you hours to get there. You're going to pretty much be there within about 20 minutes. So all that contributes to a fab quality of life.
Do you think this is a good thing for sort of raising awareness? Because for those sort of born and brought up on the island, like you alluded to there, you know, we can take it for granted. For example, Richmond Hill this morning, there was some confusion as to whether it was closed or whether it was open, and we were getting fairly vociferous texts into the studio, and we're thinking, well, you know, if it is shut and you think it's open, it's only going to take you a couple of extra minutes to go round it. You know, it's not the end of the world, that kind of thing. And I think we can very easily sort of moan about some of the smaller things, whereas actually we have an awful lot to be grateful for, and perhaps just maybe stepping out of that or stepping back from it and just looking around you, you know, really brings that home, I think.
Yeah. And in some ways, what we're celebrating when we talk about quality of life in August is kind of what the Year of Our Island has been about in total, because it is around that. You know, we're not saying we live on a perfect island. We don't live in utopia, but we do live in a very special place, and there are some things that we can easily take for granted. So whether it's been dark skies or our great outdoors or our seas and shores, or literally that impact it has on us and our families, as in the quality of life, there are lots of great things to shout about. So for us this month in particular, we'd love to hear people's stories about that, and hear a bit more what it means to them.
Do you know, one of the things for me as a relative newcomer to the island has been, slightly ironically, because we haven't got the access to quite so much in the way of professional theatre, professional music, professional sports, you know, all the sort of stuff which in the UK you'd sort of get used to, you get a little bit blasé about. Because we haven't got that here, we rely so much more, don't we, on our own community to actually entertain us, to be a part of our culture. And actually that's a fantastic thing, to be able to enjoy going out to theatre, to see somebody who you might meet in the street as your postman, or go to as your doctor or your teacher or whatever it might be, and be able to support them, as well as enjoy the fact that actually we've got some really talented people on the island who are able to do stuff that makes us feel we're going out to theatre and actually paying good money to see good stuff. And our sports is another amazing example, isn't it? You know, we're seeing world quality sportsmen being brought up through the school system here, which celebrates its own and actually gives them space and money and encouragement to go out and do stuff that is, you know, it's up there on the world stage. It's a fantastic thing to be able to be proud of, somebody who comes from 2 minutes down the street.
I think that's something to be said for our wide open spaces as well, is that, you know, the differing landscape that we have on the Isle of Man enables that to happen, you know, for cyclists to go out and become world champions, because we have these amazing network of lanes and roads where they can get out and cut their teeth in these areas. So that all helps as well.
And it's free recreation as well, isn't it? That's the thing, you know, we often say about exercising, don't we, that actually you only need to walk potentially a couple of minutes from your house. You're out in the countryside enjoying beautiful fresh air, beautiful views, and whether you want to walk or run or cycle or whatever it may be, it's free recreation right there on your doorstep, as opposed to somebody across the water who would never be able to enjoy those benefits without travelling miles and miles.
Yeah. And even that walk to work, one of the things I was saying earlier for me when I moved home was I went from a 2-hour commute down to Birmingham every day to being able to walk sort of 20 minutes to work, and not just walk to work, but actually every time I turned a corner I could see the sea or the mountains, and actually just that whole sense of it instantly made me feel relaxed. It gave me that space, and not got home more wound up than when I left work after an hour and a half on the train.